Some days ago, I went to spend the weekend at his friend's place. It was a lovely visit as usual, but by Sunday morning, I noticed a distinct cultural difference in our routines. You see, my host weren't the type to eat before heading out to church. Now, usually, I'm a breakfast person. I cannot function in a day without eating breakfast. But watching them get ready, I started overthinking. I didn't want to be the high maintenance guest always bothering them about breakfast. But honestly, I didn't want to bother myself about figuring what I was going to eat or cook that morning in someone else's kitchen. So I made an executive decision. I thought, you know what? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'll just go to church on an empty stomach. How bad could it be? My host even threw a loaf of bread to me and told me to have some, and I casually declined. I can't go to church without breakfast, I told her. Well, we arrived at the church around to 7, and I was feeling pretty confident, thinking we would be out in a couple of hours and I will be back to enjoy a massive Sunday lunch. But the minutes kept going. It turned into hours. The service kept going and going and going. By the time the clock struck noon, my stomach wasn't just growling, it was staging a full-blown protest. It was as if a large elephant entered into my stomach and emptied every single thing in it. And by that time, things started getting a little blurry. I looked up at the pulpit and I was literally seeing double. The pastor looked like he had an identical twin standing right next to him. At that point, I knew I was in survival mode. I just sat back, closed my eyes, and forced myself to sleep right there in the pew. Not out of boredom or out of tiredness, but out of a desperate need to conserve whatever microscopic energy I had left. When the service finally ended, I stood up and the entire room spun. Well, I slowly walked out of the building, mapping out the short distance to where the transportation bikes were passing by. But as I took a step towards the bikes, my knee almost buckled. Right then and there, dizzy and completely drained, I made a solemn vow to myself. Never ever again will I try this. Somehow, I made it back to the house. Glory be to God. The moment we walked through the door, my friend took one look at my face, realized that I looked so tired, and immediately reminded me about the loaf of bread she gave me in the morning, and that I told her that I was not ready to eat. When we got into the house, she gave me chocolate drink to take with the bread. I didn't even care about a plate. I just took a massive bite of that bread. And I kid you not, as that first bite hit my tongue, tears almost rushed down my cheeks. It was pure, unadulterated relief. As I chewed, a thought echoed in my mind. Deborah, why on earth did you do this to yourself?